Alright, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. I think we are doing it. This over here. Move all my alcohol off camera. Well, I don't have to do that. Let's see. Hey, here we go. I did it. How do you do, folks? Raymond the Amish Comic here. Mrs. Comic on the couch, hanging with you all in the chat. Caesar's running around like a nutball, so when we need him, he probably say fuck you in a bucket of goo. It's been a while. We missed streaming live. I like to tell you that we were on vacation, but we were not. I like to tell you that we slept through September like the Green Day song, Wake Me Up When September's Over, but we didn't. It just was crazy month. A lot of crazy shit going on, just little normal day stuff. But it's October, and to celebrate October, I'm going to drink. Right here is a Oktoberfest Hacker Shore beer. I drink bourbon, but I forgot to tell you how much I really like beer. And uh, I'm very silly and immature. Mrs. Comic is right there with me. We have both started doing German lessons on our phones, Duolingo, and because it's German, I had to drink German beer because I'm silly and immature. And we'll talk more about learning German not tonight. Tonight it's Happy Halloween month. There's cat stories. There's me being a dumbass stories. Uh, really missed you folks. Clee's sister, I think, is in the house. Richter was at Shady Maple with his honey a little bit ago. I don't really have any exciting stories about that, but Kevin Keller's in the house. Good to see you. I've been medium busy with show business, doing okay. Shows coming up. Harrisburg in November. New Year's Eve at the Mass Theater is now officially on sale. And there's more stuff out. Oh, Parks Casino out in Shippensburg is coming up, possibly Friday night, this or next. I'm not 100% sure. Caesar, I'm excited, got his first Halloween thing. It's a cat bed, and we didn't really ever get cat beds for Mary, aka Sexy Pants, because anything cats she didn't like. So we got this sucker. He went right in it. Number one problem tonight and every night of my life is where I sit now. I have trained Caesar to be fed licking sticks out of my hand. And if I'm not in this sofa and I'm over there, he'll jump up on my lap and give me pissy attitude. I have to get up. And sometimes he's happy about that. Sometimes he's not. I carry him over here and then we sit down. Then he gets his licking stick. So he's probably going to be around for a licking stick sometime tonight. And quite accidentally, this show tonight is going to be mostly about cats. Now, down here, this sofa, I don't really fit on it. And Mrs. Comic fits on this one and that one over there. She falls asleep. Caesar falls asleep every night. I am the sleep police. I will stay up till whatever time in the morning. And I was thinking I might like to stretch out, but I need a place to sleep. And so I didn't want to get a whole floor bed. And who the hell can afford a big sofa? So what I did was I ordered a footstool to put right there. As you can see, now it is no longer in this room on account of I shopped at Wayfair. I like to find something that was $500, but I can have it for $116. That thing was the biggest fucking footstool in the world. It was so big, it took up the whole fucking room. Only Caesar really liked it, as we had to quick cover it because I did send it back, and that was last Friday. I was so excited, and I just lost 5 hours off my life being excited to open this thing up, set it up, realized it took up a whole fucking room. It was like an upholstered floor. It was like a floor riser. Caesar loved it because he could lay on the floor and be at eye level. So then if you, I wouldn't say don't buy furniture online, but I'm saying don't buy furniture online because free shipping comes back to bone you up the ass without Vaseline when you gotta fucking pack that thing up and haul it over to the FedEx store. So I got clobbered a little bit on that, but we got it the fuck out of here. Hindsight being what it is, I don't really need a footstool, and I really, it's embarrassing to fail at getting a footstool for yourself for a room after I measured it. I fucking measured it. Somehow I didn't factor on the idea that it was going to take over the whole fucking room. So they were kind. The return process was simple. They said, would you consider keeping it at a reduced price? And I clicked on yes. And it was going to be $7 off. That's not a fucking reduced price. That's fuck me in a bucket of goo for crying out loud. So I don't have a footstool right now. Let's get you all the cat updates now. There is Bearcat. It has a home. It's just outside. It doesn't want to have a home. It's still out there. It hisses silently. It hisses silently. So if I'm in the wrong zone when I'm taking food out, I'll get hissed at. Let's see if I can. It's the dumbest thing you'd ever seen, because when the cat hisses at you, that gets your attention. But when it hisses silent, 3 silent hisses I got to move the bowl where it needs to go. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. So he's doing good. Caesar will see Bearcat out there and flunk the window and go nuts. But now, this is also a really good phone. Let's see if I can find the thing here. Bump, 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 bump. There is. We did. Mrs. Comic and I, we spent our money on silly fun. And what the silly fun was that we did was this. Where the hell is it? Oppie, son of a bitch. If I had. I don't want to show you that yet. So what we did was, I'll show you the other things. I don't want to show you the wrong thing first. For about 28 bucks, we got a motion camera. I'm glad we got it too, because security and all that shit, if people try to murder us, it'll all be caught on film. Richter, you can take the computer chip out and you can start the hunt to see who murdered us. But it's motion sensor, and there's 2 cats that come out the front porch, and one looks like a white cat, but it goes to a black and white filter. If you think it's an orange cat, then there's a cat with patches on it. That comes to eat. Bearcat comes to eat in the front, and an opossum comes to eat in the front. I'm spending every fucking dime I have extra on fucking cat food, but it's also a lot of fun. When Caesar sees a thing out there, we didn't know what this was. Chirping, I think it's called. I don't know if the volume will play on this thing or not, but now, check this shit out. Here's Caesar. When Caesar sees a cat out there. And that, I don't know if you can hear the chorfing or whatever, but when that tail flaps back and forth, it's like a drum solo. And not in this video, but it mostly hits Mrs. Comic in the head. And so she's very tolerant. So she gets a nightly drum solo in the head. And if you hear that volume, it's the weirdest thing, but it's kind of awesome. So we have that going on. Meanwhile, I don't know how the hell Caesar thinks he'll get out by climbing up the window, but he does. Now, volume up as loud as he can, because Rico, the amazing wobbly cat that's doing so well, has a growling play sound. he only does it once, and if I put the wrong video in, well, fuck it, then you didn't get it. And I can click on these other cat pictures. I don't even know what the hell I put in here. Oh, there's that one. There's cat cam. Oh, I said Caesar got his first Halloween, so he went right in there. He loves that. That's kind of amazing. Let's see here. Oh, so especially Clee's sister, Rico's doing really good because it's a wobbly cat. Our daughter and her partner found it a month and a half, 2 months ago. This thing would have been dead in the morning, and they brought it back to life. And since they both have demanding jobs, Mrs. Comic and I run over there to take care of this guy and let him run around. And he loves to play. He's doing really good. He was sleeping the other day, and he's never sleeping. And so when I let him out of his cage, he was trying to wake up, and cats stretch to wake up. Now he couldn't wait to play. His front legs are awake, and his back legs are not. And I sent this picture to our daughter, and she said, "Why is Rico so long?" It's because his back legs are sleeping and he don't give a flying fuck. It's playtime, and he just dragged them fuckers along until it is time to play. So it has been a whirlwind of cats. I'm trying to find that. There's another cat I gotta find here somewhere. There's that. There's this. There's that. I thought I had another cat here. There's the Rico play. There's the footstool. Okay, I didn't load in. I'm gonna have to put it in next week. There's video of these new cats that we have right now. There's video of them, and you can't really record too much. It's kind of cool though. You can just check on your phone. We have an iPad set up here because I'm so disgustingly rich. I don't use an iPad anymore. It's old. So, but it monitors the night camera, and that's all kinds of good fun. And about 2 weeks ago, I was out at a show. Mrs. Comic, when I get home, there's these orb lights in this night camera. It actually seemed like the aliens were going to come and abduct us. And it only came that one night, and I checked come hell or high water to see if it was a light reflecting off a thing, and it wasn't. It was sporadic. It was nuts. And when you see them, we seen Bigfoot and we seen them alien shows. That's exactly what was fucking going on here. I thought we were going to get abducted, and we weren't. And now I'm somewhat a little disappointed that it hasn't come back, which is kind of fucking stupid because I really wouldn't want to get, abducted. So there we go. Oh, I'm peeking here. I can see the chat, but I can't chat with you. And my old senior citizen AARP eyes can't see. But Richter said something about they were back from bird in hand. That's fantastic. The names of the towns in and around Lancaster are the dumbest fucking names. There's Bird in Hand. There's Paradise. There's Virginville, which was funny because when we were driving by to one of these Virginville, the sign was flat on its back. Something wrong with that. But there's fun names down there. I think Shady Maple. Here's what pissed me off about Shady Maple. I've been vegetarian since the fucking first months of the pandemic, and I have absolutely no desire to do a $25 buffet to eat mashed potatoes and corn. So what's going to happen then is when we ever go back to Shady Maple, we should go on fish night because my family would all throw up when they smell the fish. But so I love Shady Maple, but now me and Shady Maple, that's one of those things I've kind of sort of lost with my vegetarian shit here. Let's see. Oh, here's a fun story for you. And I didn't get it taken care of yet. Hang on. Bourbon balls. There we go. It's been difficult to write with a keyboard because I have what I thought was, you can see that, that finger only moves if I move it. They told me it was trigger finger. That was my guess, and they said, yeah. But it's not that. It's something else. I think I'm going to be getting it taken care of by a guy that's going to meet me in a parking lot somewhere so I don't have to spend $13,000 for the injection. I'm going to get a street shot, and hopefully our insurance is all paid up, and then I'll have to go back, and they're actually going to take this thing and fucking snap it back into place. And I think I'll be able to get back to writing. That's been a partial stall of me trying to write a book, even though I don't type with all my fingers. It has grown painful, but it's pretty good right now. That hopefully will be getting taken care of one of these days, unless I realize I probably should have went to a real doctor instead of met the guy in the alley. But hey, $13,000 for the injection. I could get a nice used Subaru, and then it's already ready to hold the handlebars like this. So keep your fingers crossed, pun intended, to try to get that thing taken care of. I'll post what the name of the thing is sometime. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. No. Mrs. Comic knows all this stuff, and she's trying to tell me a medical term. I just had a sip of bourbon, so I'd rather just say it's not trigger finger. Now, so when that happens, we should stream that live. If they're actually going to give me an injection, you don't have to see that. But when I go back and they snap that fucker in, that's something I should probably stream live. That might be a pay-per-view to watch me scream. The guy did it before, but only once. He said, "Oh, I did one of these," and the guy happened to be there, who he did it to, and he said, "Yeah, when he first did it, we both thought he broke my finger. So if he breaks my finger, the guy will still be 1 out of 2. That isn't really too bad of a thing when you think about it right there." So there's that. I'm going to peek in my notebook. We've been having fun with the German lessons, and they do keep score, which kind of sucks, but it motivates you. And Mrs. Comic figured out that the speaking lessons are more forgiving. You can say any dumb fucking thing you want, and somehow you get it. So we get a little OCD about battling these people to get to the next league. But the stories are so fucking stupid. Let's see if I can find one right now. Their things are over-explained in too much detail, and the language of German usually has a twist at the end where everything you heard could be fun until the end, then it sucked batshit balls, or it's about a thing that nobody even did. I won't tell you the German one because I can't fucking remember it, but the answer was, my teacher does not jog on vacation. Now, if I'm hanging around with people in Germany and I'm saying something that fucking boring, I'm going to be drinking alone. I'll tell you that. I'm not fucking hanging out at Oktoberfest in Berlin and say, "Hey, guess what? My teacher doesn't jog on vacation." So that's fucking weird. But that's a lot of fun, and I'm very silly and immature. There's some words that I really love. See if I can cue them up here. Crying out loud. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. It's a free app, but we got family gifted us a subscription, so we can. I think the entry level one is limited what you can do, so we can go absolutely batshit crazy here with this thing. Let's see if these words load in. I'm silly and immature, so I have a couple of words that I really love. Some really fuck me up. Some are a lot of fun too because, let's see, job interview in German is job interview. So when you say job interview, you're actually speaking fucking German. There's a few of those. It's absolutely crazy good. Schwartz is black. Of course, I know that from a musical where they were singing the black one, the Schwartzers. So I knew that. There's some that are so fucking weird. And some it's the same word, but they spell it different. And if you have to spell it, and you spell it the right way, even though it sounds exactly the same fucking way, it's wrong. Garden is garden with a T instead of a D. So there's a lot of that happy horseshit. But they really go fucking nuts with the things being in a silly order. So if you're trying to decode the thing, think about how you'd say it, and then say it ass backwards, and you'll usually get it right. Now let's see, here's another one. find these words. Let's see here. Why no one? There's one. Lust. I don't even know what it means, but it's not lust. So that sounds creepy. Like if you're saying that, hypothetically, if you're saying it and the word lust comes out and the person doesn't know you're speaking German, there's all kinds of margin for horror there. Let's see here. Not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. You know what I'm looking for, wife? I'm looking for taxi ride. Taxi fart. Taxi fart. This is the kind of shit that gets me all excited. And then the windows are open at night, and if I'm doing the speaking one, and the neighbors are out or people are walking their dog, mein taxi fart is late. Mein taxi fart is late. So that's taxi fart is a great one. And they have these little stories that just fucking crack me up. The main character's name is Vikram. And every time Vikram is in a story, shit goes wrong. Vikram is a vegetarian in the restaurant, and it's vegetaria, or whatever the fuck it is. But the word for meat is Fleisch. And so he asks if they have vegetarian food, and they list all this fucking meat, and then Vikram gets disgusted. Ah, nein, Hähnchen is Fleisch. And again, there's me at 11 o'clock at night. Hähnchen is Fleisch. And it's like, I get really fucking worked up about it. So we're having all kinds of fun with that. Some words just don't make any sense. Some words, they have so many fucking versions of them, like jog, jogging, jocks, jogger. There's fucking 19 things. Other things are real simple. If it's on the left, you just say links. You don't even have to say on the left. You just go links. But all this other shit, jogging, jocks, pistu, jocks, Geburtstag. That I love that, but that's birthday. I'm all worked up here. Geburtstag. Some make sense, and some do not make sense. Now, let's see here. But it's probably not that exciting now to watch me scroll through my German lessons, but what are you gonna do? Let's see here. Let's see here. There's that. Oh my God! And Mrs. Comic and I, we both got our brains fucking melted this way and that. Something about the birthday party invitation, because it was invitation, and then what the day is. Oh, the numbers are really fucked. The numbers in the month are fuck you in a bucket of goo. Holy shit! The day comes first, and the month comes after, and then when it's ein, zwei, drei, that's fine. Once you hit the teens, you are fucked silly. So that makes us crazy. We get fails on that. Let's see here. April is April. How about that? Taxi. There's taxi. Taxi fart. Let's see here. And I will prepare a better German lesson for next week because there's some really great words. Number 11 is elf. How you gonna fucking argue with that? So you can't really just say elf though. You sound like a dumbass. Let's see here. Oh, this is great. Art museum is called Kunstmuseum. I would not have been allowed to say that on the morning radio with Bearman and Keith. Bearman would have punched me right in the eye, hit the dump button. I would have said, no, it's Kunstmuseum. That is art museum. And by then, I would have already had one black eye. So that would have been a problem right there. Let's see. Let's see here. Well, never mind that. But we're going with German. And Mrs. Comic accidentally got into like an elite battle league. So she's on some fucking weighty leagues here where it gets quite serious. So we're having fun with that. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Making some more notes here. I'm making some notes. I'm so excited to get this thing fixed. I'm gonna start writing on my keyboard. I can write comedy in my notebooks just fine, but actually trying to write stories and you really need to keyboard that shit up. So I'm very excited about hopefully that happening. Let's see here. Bump, bump. don't know why I have notebooks because I mean I write in them, but now here when I sit, let's see here when I sit, oh, I'm going to be doing. I'm bringing, recycling some old stuff, toilet humor, which is what people say is fuck you in a bucket of goo and cursing and all that shit. But my toilet humor is going to be actual humor involving the toilet because there's a lot of weird shit going on in the bathroom. So basically, our devices have made it so people don't really leave magazines up in the bathroom. But they've got me thinking about the bathroom. City bathrooms are kind of like a sanctuary, except if you have Caesar and Mrs. Comic is taking a bath, and Caesar wants to hop up there and look and see what's going on, which I don't blame him. I'm in the same boat. Uh, but the bathroom is kind of a sanctuary if you think about it. If you go to somebody's house and you're freaking out a little bit, sometimes you just fake that you're going to the bathroom so you can get the fuck away from everybody and go in there and hide. That is way, way, way different than an Amish outhouse. You do not take any entertainment with you into an Amish outhouse. You want to fucking get in there, no distractions, and get the fuck out of there. You don't want to play Pokemon Go on that house toilet. You don't want to do German lessons. You don't want to do none of that shit. So I will be doing some toilet humor. That also will include my having to pee sitting down because Caesar is a follower and he'll go right up along my leg, and that's dangerous for everybody. So toilet humor is coming right along, and it needs a rewrite. Let me get a swig of my Oktoberfest. Well, it's nice to be back. I hope you have been all good. Uh, I have been slacking, but I thought about streaming like 19 times the last couple of weeks, and it just didn't make. So, but I gotta do a rewrite on a thing where we guys, well, not anymore because I pee sitting down, so that kind of ruins that. But guys would pee on the floor in the bathroom in the middle of the night, and ladies, it's not to piss you off. Here's what happens: is 3 o'clock in the morning, you drag your ass in there, and we pee in the dark, and we think we're pretty good aim, which we are totally not. So the reason we don't turn the lights on is because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We turn those lights on, they will blast the fuck out of us, and we'll be awake for another hour. So here is my electric indoor plumbing toilet humor tip. Guys, in the dark, line yourself up with your best guess and your junk out and ready to go. Make sure the toilet seat is up, and then flick the lights on and off real fast. And for a split of a second, and long enough to aim, you'll be able to see like the Silence of the Lambs guy with them fucking crazy glasses on. You'll be back in darkness, but you'll be able to see for that, 1 Mississippi millionth of a second. And it works 99% of the time. If you don't hear the sound of water right away, you probably hit floor. And the way to know if you hit floor is if your sock starts to feel wet. That means this system isn't good for everyone because you might wind up pissing on your own sock. So I just want to make sure there's a disclaimer because I don't want to hear you peckerheads who I love try this and go, well, that fucked me good, Raymond. I pissed on my new socks that were just knitted for me. So I don't want to be held responsible for any of that happy horse shit. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Strap yourselves in if you don't know about this. Fans of serial killing shows, in particular, Criminal Minds. When you now things stream, depending on what is going on in our lives or what serves the shows that stream different places. They lose them, they have them, they're gone. So we powered through all the seasons of Criminal Minds at the top of the pandemic, 1 through 15, but there was 16 and 17 which we never got to see. They didn't stream anywhere, and they recently popped up. And holy fuck! It's season 16 and 17 and they stream. We don't really have to do anything. Season 16 and 17, they added cursing. I had to do a double take because when you watch Criminal Minds, that's what happens. They run into a room and there's a person sawing someone's wrists off and gouging their eyes out. And they want to put the eyes in where the wrists are. That is clearly a what the fuck is wrong with you moment. They say that now, but Mrs. Comic pointed out they, uh, for the rating, they're only allowed a certain amount of fucks within a certain amount of time and a maximum per episode. So, to get the maximum amount of fucks and or other curse words, they won't say jerk off, they say jag off. So they, what the fuck's wrong with you, you jag off? That melts my brain. It's almost like a German lesson. Higgins is in the house. Higgins, you peckerhead. Uh, Higgins say he just pissed on his socks. But in defense of me, he's been doing that for years. That's not anything new. Higgins pisses on his socks in daylight, so don't blame me for that shit, you dog ass. Let's see here. You missed wall-to-wall stool. There's that. Let me see. We're going to do a rewrite here. Okay. This again might. If you don't like cats, man, you probably just don't even want to come to my shows anymore because there's a lot of cat humor. Cat zoomies are real, and Caesar is nocturnal comedian. I'm nocturnal, so he really hit gold here. But he'll sleep all day, and he will get the zoomies at night. Now, if you don't know what the zoomies are, first of all, Caesar's really fucking big. So little cats get the zoomies, it's cute. Big cats get the zoomies, it's fucking dangerous. And he'll run through here, and he'll leap up on here, and then he'll look at my head and go, oh, squirrel head, and then he'll run at me. Then he'll run over there, then he'll zip through the room, knock us over. It's fun, and it's crazy. And when they have the zoomies, you almost have to play with them to get it out of their system, or you never fucking get to sleep. So Caesar waits until I'm almost a fuck asleep, and he'll get zoomies at 3:30 in the fucking morning, and I gotta play cats. And it's the weirdest thing. They don't even need to see a thing. There does not need to be a toy involved. Make no mistake. They could be sitting, and they just fucking run. I wish there was a version of the zoomies that people would get, and I would just be like in line at the market, and instead of paying, I'd get the zoomies, and I just fucking run off, and then people go, "What the fuck was that?" Maybe they would stay away from me. I don't really know, but people zoomies, that would sure be a lot of fun. Let's see here. We got the cats. Learn stuff. Ball. Well, I thought I had 19 hours of show. Probably I factored in a lot of drinking there. There's my toilet humor. There's my this. So it is Halloween scare watching season now, and we gotta watch scary shit, read scary shit, and then we get way behind on all our scary shit. But that just kicked off right now. Let's see here. Boom. No, see, that's what sucks when I make notes and they don't uh, make any sense to me. Then I'm so fucking screwed. See, we got here, snap, 52, flipping through here, back there. I think last Saturday, it's not really all that exciting, but it's for me. I did a return trip to the Allen Theater. It's in Allen Day. It's Lebanon area is what it is. That's a theater that used to book me, and then they didn't book me for a while. The guy was trying to sell it, and he was doing tribute bands. New owner's fantastic. I was just there in September. He's already booked me a return date in April. He wants to do a lot of events, very much like the Mahoning Drive-In. If you haven't got to the Mahoning Drive-In, John Waters was just there this past weekend. They're doing horror movies galore, and they get people uh, from any horror movie, whoever was murdered in a horror movie, and they're still acting and shit. That's the kind of people who come up and feature these horror movies. So I'm very excited. Hopefully, they can get some of those kind of events down there at the Allen Theater. So check them out. That's fantastic. Let's see here. Bibbity bobbity boo. Alright, so now that's all from my notebook. I don't need anything like that. Let's see here. Holy shit, look, it's only, the show's only been going like 15 minutes. Wow, this is fucking bad. I'm gonna have to do a little striptease here because I'm warm. I have the air conditioning on, but I'm warm. Now you gotta see it on the crotch cam here. This isn't really a bit. I'm actually warm. I'm taking my jacket off. Mrs. Comic is so nervous. She says, well, we didn't do this at rehearsal. So there's that right there. That is my that's a Mahoning Drive-In murder shirt right there. Friday the 13th, I think it is. So now I hope everybody's doing good. Does anybody have any requests about anything stupid they would like me to talk about? That's probably like the worst thing a comedian can say. But I'm not really a comedian here when we're streaming live. We're just hanging out, talking shit. Let's see.
Victor said that shirt is so fucking cool.
It is so fucking cool. It's so good. I love this. So I don't really buy too many t-shirts, but when it's an event at Mahoning Drive-In, it's Grady Hendrix. We got some of his event shirts. And of course, we have the commemorative David Lynch weekend shirt that we didn't get to go there because that's when we got Caesar. But we have Caesar has his own David Lynch commemorative shirt. That's pretty fucking cool. I would lose going to see a movie if I had my own David Lynch event commemorative shirt. So that's pretty badass right there.
Drink more bourbon.
Well, there's my Oktoberfest.
Susan said, tell a ghost story.
A ghost story. All right. Challenge accepted. Let's see. Ghost story.
The once hardware store.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay. So
Unless you think of it.
right here in my backyard, it's not there anymore, but Wentz Hardware used to be on Main Street in Emmaus, and they had a nice old kind of a pretty big mansion across the alley from the hardware store. So they lived there, and the hardware store was right there. So I was in between things trying to find some fucking work and shit. So I was doing some handyman work there for Wentz Hardware in their house. And the fun thing about that is I'm the least handy person that there ever is. So that might have come back to haunt, or maybe they knew and they were just having mercy on me. So, in fact, that goes way back to when I met Mrs. Comic. See, I was working an electric hedge trimmer out front with 400-foot cord, and it's hedge trimmers with electric cords are dangerous for someone who's not used to electric. And Mrs. Comic went by in her mother's dark blue Mustang, and she was looking pretty fucking hot. And I think we were flirting with each other. I'm sure we were, because I actually forgot what I was doing and I cut an electric wire with my electric hedge trimmers. And that makes it like a spark. Scares the fuck out of you, but then it's over in a short second. But then the problem there was I couldn't get her phone number because she was driving and I was on fire in the bushes. Well, I had to go into the hardware store where I lied to them about being a handyman and told them that I cut the electric cord because I'm still struggling with electric. So then later on we moved me upstairs into an attic to do some painting. And it wasn't a real scary attic. It looked like it possibly could get converted into some kind of fun room. But there was some old broken furniture and shit there. And I went up there, and it's hardware stores. If I need anything, I just run down the steps, across the hall, and get the paint and shit from next door. So I come up with a shopping bag, and I want to set it down, and it's all paints and shit, and it wasn't going to sit even without falling over. So I'm looking all around, and I put it in an old wicker rocker where the ass was all eaten out of it. It's like a bucket seat, and it was fucking perfect because I had to figure out where the lights were, where the outlets were, and all that shit. So I put this thing down, and I was walking around, and the stuff fuckers flew out, and they were flying all around, and I was I thought it was just an old, because it was an old chair and it just fell all the way through the ass end, or what little shape it had in the form of wicker fucking broke and it leaked out. But the bag, I shit you not, I didn't smoke any dope. Well, while I was doing that, I did at the time, but not at these exact moments. No bourbon, no nothing. And the bag, with all the paints completely intact, was out of the chair and on the floor. And it happened the fucking second time. And then I freaked out and I went nuts. And I didn't want to report any of this in the store. So I made Faye Wentz, store owner, come over and showed this ghost that was after me. And I said, I put this things of paint that's on the floor there now, I put it in that chair and it got thrown out twice. She said, well, that's my father's chair. He's up here all the time. He's a ghost. He haunts the attic. So thanks a fucking lot for telling me that your father, the fucking ghost, was up in the attic and it's fine. He just doesn't want anybody to put fucking paint in his chair. There, that's for Clee's sister. That's a ghost story. That really happened. I don't give a fuck if people say it did or it didn't. And the kick in the ass was she knew that it was haunted, and she actually knew it was a friendly ghost. It was her dad, and he had a sense of humor, and he was fucking with me. Because I was kicking a ball around up there, also upstairs, with the fucking old man. This was actually before the painting job happened. I was just doing some work in the house, and there was an old man at the hallway, and he fucking kicked a ball down the hallway, and I kicked it back, and we had a nice game of kickball. And then I went down, and Faye went and said, what the hell am I paying you for? I hear you up there running around. I'm fucking kicking balls around and laughing and carrying on. I said, well, I was up there. I don't know if it's your grandfather or your father was up there playing kickball. And she said, oh, that's my father. Yeah, that's the ghost again. So I played kickball with the ghost. And she knew about the ghost. And then later on, I got pissed off. The ghost I played kickball with by putting paint in his seat. And things comes in threes. I don't think he can get me anymore because it's a new location now. And that's actually, there's a little one of the brew pubs up there. So if you go to that and have a beer up there and something really fucking weird happens to you, something really fucking weird actually did happen to you, because ghosts are real. I don't give a flying fuck what anybody says. But I'm going with the idea that Mrs. Comic believes in, that we're actually not here to murder us and kill us, because if they were, it wouldn't have taken them that fucking long at all. We'd be fucking gone. So if you have ghosts around, possibly they're trying to help you, or you're bothering them and they just like you to get the fuck out of their chair. Maybe they want to play a little kickball. I don't fucking know. If these stories would have more credibility if I wasn't holding a glass of bourbon, I'll grant you that. But I'm telling you, this shit really happened. Now, that only took up like 4 minutes. So now we're back to that. I'm going back in my notebook. Hang on. Here we go. Book suggestions if you like scary shit. I'm listening to it. I'm almost done. It's called The Amulet. That's a good scare. And the write-up doesn't sound that good. It's got a little bit of a military setup, and that could be a turnoff, but this has nothing to fucking do with the thing. Let's see here. Let me go into my Goodreads. It's a scorcher. I like to listen to scary books when I'm driving to and from a show, and also if this one isn't set in Pennsylvania, but if I can get something scary set in Pennsylvania while I'm driving across Pennsylvania, it's enough to have me institutionalized. The Amulet by Michael McDowell. That's a real fucking scorcher right there. And another one we just finished up that scared the fuck out of us. Let's see here. It was Rotten Tommy. Rotten Tommy by David Sodergren. I'm not exactly sure. So there's that. And also Stephen King's Kid Joe Hill just came out with a new short story today. The Ushers short story. Stephen King is, of course, the godfather of horror writing, but he actually sucks at writing young people. His son Joe Hill is actually quite talented at writing horror and young people. So yeah, check that out. Grady Hendrix has a book coming out, but not till next year. I could have smashed him one. Uh, he was up to drive-in, and I think when he planned the drive-in appearance, the book was supposed to be out, but it didn't get edited in time, or who knows what. So I cannot urge you strongly enough to pick up a Grady Hendrix book. Now I'm going to leave you with something. I'm coming right back. I want to show you something here. Let's see. I'll just put this back on. Not the ground. Let's do this. All right. I'll leave you with the cat cam here while I go get something. All right.
Grady encouraged you to write something.
All right, here we go. I am back. So now, okay, first and foremost, Grady Hendrix is one of the nicest people you will ever want to meet. He doesn't charge for autographs. He signs books. He sells out at the drive-in. He will wait all night long when people are in line. He doesn't rush you. He takes pictures and all that kind of stuff. And so I know him. It's not like we hang out together, but I would say we have a nice friendship going. And he's helped me with some direction on doing more serious writing, like the book of my career. And I want to do working on a story, Amish ghost story. And I was very nervous to see him because I'd seen him a year ago and I hadn't really fucking written much. So when horror author you're going to meet again, who you love and likes me, I don't know if he loves. I think he actually does love me. He calls me Amish Comic the Legend, or he probably says, you know, Mary the Fan the Legend. I don't really know. But I thought, oh fuck, he's gonna ask me how my writing's going. I won't be able to just say, oh look, I have this fucking claw and I can't do much. So what I did was, I cracked a brand new notebook. And I said, I'm going to impose upon you. And I bought shit too, so I'm not a freeloader. Got some autographed Christmas presents out there, some spoilers. I asked him, would you please write something in my notebook to help me get my ass in gear? And he didn't miss a beat. He took my notebook and he was writing really fucking long. I'm a motherfucker. I thought he'd just say, I said it could be mean. You could just say, you're a lazy fucking piece of shit, Grady Hendrix. But he was writing away there, and what he wrote, you talk about pressure. This is the thing that's going to make it that I have to write my fucking book, because I can't be responsible for the shit that he fucking put on my shoulders. Mr. Amish Comic, you never know if something you write might wind up saving someone's life. What are you waiting for? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Pen to paper, sir. Grady Hendrix. Well, I can't think of a finer way to end my show. And if you want to peer pressure someone, and the more I thought about it, I was thinking, fuck, all the times I didn't write, people are probably dying, and it's my fault. I can't have that shit on me, so I'm going to put the paper, the pen to the paper, and get my ass going. It's so nice to be streaming again this week. I'm trying to get back on a regular schedule. Don't be a dick to each other. Thanks for your tips, and have a wonderful week. I would promise to say that we'll see you next Tuesday, but that'll probably put the fucking curse on me. So, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful week, and, oh, I do have a message for you. I've been putting it in my show a little bit. There's no politics in my show, but there's so much to love in life, and there's so much fun to be had. Music and film and books and fucking German lessons, and Pokemon Go, and saving cats. That if you find yourself mad and miserable more times than you're happy and fun, you are not living life properly. Make some fucking changes. Life is meant to be fun. F-U-N-F-F. Fun. Well, that's five in German. It's not meant to be five. It's meant to be fun. We love yous. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go get all manure faced. Where is it? Stream ending. There it is.